days ago, my friend and I were having conversations on how we could make our 2025 better. And then she asked me this question: Dubem, is life happening to you or life is happening for you? And I got stuck. I couldn't answer the question. And then when I got back home, I sat down to think, Dubem, is life really happening to you or life is happening for you? And then I answered the question. Do you want to know my answer? Well, sit back and don't go anywhere. And then I answered myself and I realized how important it is to live life intentionally, because that question changed my life forever. And this is a step-by-step process on how to live life intentionally. Sit back, do not go anywhere, because this video is going to change your life forever. One would ask me, what does living life intentionally mean? To me, living life intentionally is just making conscious choices. Living life intentionally is making choices that align with your goals, your visions, your aspiration, and what truly matters to you. Living life intentionally is being more about proactiveness and not reactiveness. It's about aligning with your purpose, and this is what will change your life. Once you get it, all you just need to do is to build on it consistently, and then everything works for you easily. So here are a step-by-step process on how to live life intentionally. The first thing you need to do is to define your values. What are your values? What are the things you stand for? And what are the things you're against? Most times when I try to define my values, because I always try to update and reflect on what my values really are and set more boundaries, I always ask myself, what are the things that I do not want people to know me as? And what are the things I want to be known as? So the what are the things I want to be known as are the things that I will reflect when choosing my values. So you need to decide what are your values are. Do you want to be someone that people will see as a kind person? Do you want to be someone that people see as an excited person, that is joyful, that is always, happy? Do you want to be seen as a go-getter? Do you want to be seen as focus-oriented? Do you want to be seen as bold, as passionate? Those are the things that, sum up to what you want people to see you as, and sum up to what we call our values. So you should have at least 3 to 5 values that you want people to know you as, that you want to uphold, because it's not just about what people know you as, it's about you actually acting it. So do you want to be seen as a bold person? It's the same thing as you asking yourself, am I a bold person? Am I actually bold enough to walk into a room of 10,000 people, of 1,000 people, and pick up the mic, go on the stage and speak to them? Can I be able to speak and deliver a 10-minute speech without actually planning for it? Those are the things that you need to consider when picking or when choosing your values. So the next thing you need to do is to set clear intentions. So now that you've chosen your values, you have to set clear intentions on how to implement those values in your daily life. So if you want to be seen as a bold person, what are the little things that you do daily that reflect you as a bold person? How do you speak to people? How do you communicate your feelings to people? How do you act on social media? How do you present yourself in the midst of strangers, in the midst of family members? You need to be able to put those little actions to take to prove or to summarize or finalize that you are actually a bold person. So I want to give you an example. One of my core values is being outspoken. I am a very outspoken person. If I see something that is wrong, I will say it, and you're not going to do anything. So I am very, very outspoken, and when I see wrong, I speak up. I do not keep quiet. So it is something that I refer to as my values. So what are the steps that I take? Number one, if I see someone doing something very wrong, I speak up, and I will never keep my mouth shut. I will not condone anything that is bad, anything that is negative being done to other people, because I do not want them to do it to me. So I am so concerned about things like that, and it's one of the things that I put as my values. I am very outspoken. I will speak up my mind. I will speak up the truth regardless of whatever situation that I am in. That is a value. So how are you setting those intentions? How are you putting that value to work? What are the steps, the intentional steps that you are taking to make sure and to make people know that this person is actually who he says or she says she is, or he says he is? So you have to be able to put clear intentions down. So for instance, if your core value is honesty, are you somebody that is always lying? What intentional step are you taking to actually prove to people that you are honest? What intentional step are you taking daily to show that you're an honest person in your business, in your career, in your finances? Are you honest to yourself? Are you honest to your siblings? Are you honest to your partner? Are you honest in your workplace? Those are the things you need to actually, think about and write them down. The third step is to create a vision for yourself. So I always do this thing where before I go to bed, I always try and look above and think, okay, how do I see myself in the next 5 years? I envision it. I see myself, driving that Lamborghini. I see myself working in that top real estate firm. I see myself being so happy, things like that. So I envision how my life is going to be. And then I ask myself, am I actually putting up intentional steps to make sure that this vision that I see myself in, I foresee, actually comes to pass? What are the steps I am taking to ensure that this vision becomes a reality? Are my core values in alignment with the vision that I have for myself? So you need to ask yourself these questions, these important questions that will make you rethink the decisions you make, will make you rethink the relationships you are in, it will also make you rethink the company you actually make with people. So you need to ask yourself these questions. Look and think, how do I see myself in the next 5 years? And the vision that I have in my mind, does it work or does it align with the goals that I set for myself? Does it align with the core values that I set with myself? Does it align with the daily steps that I take? Because one thing I know is that it is the little steps. I don't know, I say this in almost all my videos. It is the little steps that you take that make you achieve that big dream that you always want to have. So you need to ask yourself these questions. They are very important. I really want people, especially young people, to be very self-aware. Self-awareness would change your life. It is a game changer. It is something that once you have it, you begin to look at yourself as a different person. You don't look at yourself as a mere being. You look at yourself as a, as a diamond. You look at yourself as someone or something that is invaluable, that does not have, you can't buy it, you can't purchase it. So we need to be very self-aware in order to make decisions that will not have bad consequences. The next thing you need to do is that now that you have envisioned what you want to be or who you want to be in the next 5 years, begin to break your vision into goals. So the first thing, like I said, we have our core values. We have taking intentional steps to show or display the core values that we have set, having a vision for ourselves, and breaking those visions into goals. So we have core value, we have vision, and we have goals. So the goals are like subsets of our vision. So once you have your vision, that vision down into goal. Do you see yourself as a healthy career woman working in a very, multi-talented international company, in a Lamborghini, or having a 6-bedroom duplex of your choice? Then break those things. We talked about that. The first thing I mentioned was what? I mentioned a career woman. So your career is there. I mentioned real estate firm. Real estate is there. How do I break out in the real estate world? So you need to break down those vision into goals that you will now begin to implement daily. The next thing you need to know is to align your core values with your goals. So like I said, your core values, vision, goals. So now you begin to align your core values with your goals, because your core values will determine whether you are set to achieve that vision that you see yourself to be in, or that goal that you see yourself to accomplishing. So you need to align both your core values and your goals. And the good thing about this is that once you align both of them together, you begin to see life as something worth living. You begin to see life as something, as a fragile thing. Like you're very conscious of the decisions you make. You're very conscious of the steps that you take, and it's honestly beautiful. I can't imagine how my life would have been if I didn't sit back in the year 2024, especially the last quarter of 2024, to ask myself these questions, to figure out, what am I doing with my life? And am I living life every morning, every day I wake up? Do I live life accomplishing my purpose? Then finally, you need to live a life of gratitude. Always make sure you are thankful. Whatever step that you take, be thankful, and always seek God's guidance, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard sometimes living life intentionally, but seeking God's guidance would really help you break forth and find that break-even point, and the rest is history. So yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I hope this video has inspired you to live a life of great intention, to live life intentionally, living life with a purpose, having clarity on what you want to do. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. I remain Chidubem Elega, also known as I am Dubem. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video to someone who needs it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Mm-hmm.